What's up, guys? Pova the Fell-Handed here, bringing you the Art of the Sherman Firefly Part 3. Here we are on Arctic region. The greens have spawned on the southwest side. The reds have spawned on the northeast side. Now, my plan of attack this particular game is to post up on the hill about F4, right there where the TDs like to sit, and just snipe. Because if you look at the game, I'm low tier. I am swimming with sharks. There's tier 8s in this lobby. Not necessarily about that life. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to spray premium rounds. Most definitely that's my particular line of attack. And that's really what you should do, because you don't really have the armor to hang with the rest of the force. You can't really bend corners. You can't do any of that, mainly because you don't have the armor. You know, what would happen is you'd go around the corner, you'd get, crippled, and then everybody else would shoot at you. Not good. So, I'm going up here. I don't really like to camp. This is what I have to do. This is what I'm being forced to do in order to be effective. If you're low tier in a high tier match, you can still be effective. You just don't really want to be on the front line unless you have a massively OP tank for that tier.
You're off my dick, man.
So right now, I'm just going to pull up here and put some fire on the guys over there at A5, A6. And that's really what you need to do. Wow, they are pushing like crazy. We're going to try to put some rounds down range. There's quite a number of them pushing over. One of them was good enough for us to stop there. If you are pushing that flank, you never want to stop, because what's going to happen is people like us are just going to sit there and, put rounds down on you. So, the idea there is, if you're pushing that flank, don't stop for anything. Then is not the time to take shots. Now, I am almost eye level with the people over there holding that position. That is a good thing. That means, there's not a lot of cover they can attain that I cannot hit them. We have a mutant over here. We're going to try to put some rounds on. End up bouncing. And if you pull a bounce, go ahead and switch immediately to APCR. End up bouncing that one, but the idea behind that is, you want to keep things moving. You don't just want to flatten rounds against his hull. So, I didn't have good luck with APCR. I'm shooting high X at him. I didn't have a lot of good luck with that either, because I didn't do very much damage. These guys are being good enough to provide me with the number of targets, not being super effective, not really connecting like I want to, and the damage that I'm doing with this gun compared to these tanks, it's like, going in a school bus and taking out a bench. Yes, you've taken a bench out, but you still have a school bus. It's just a drop in the bucket to these tanks. And sadly, that's, that is we don't really have much of an alternative. That is our alternative, is just to nickel and dime these tanks to death. And that's what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to make sure we are maintaining damage at the same time protecting our own HP. Now, this is the first round I've taken this game, and it really hurt. So right now I'm being very cautious in what I'm trying to do. We have a couple of good targets here looking at us. We could still be effective up here, as long as we're not spotted. Of course, you also have to be wary of being blind fired. Blind fire occurs a lot of times when people get tired of not being able to spot anything. If you can't see anything, then yeah, you're eventually just going to start blind firing, and eventually some of those are going to connect. Or, my personal favorite, when someone with worse camouflage than you pulls up behind you, he gets spotted and they shoot at him and they end up hitting you because you're in the front. You don't know he's behind you. That's probably my personal favorite. That happens more than I would like to think it does on the map.
Keep him spotted if,
you get in there, and I'm not looking at the map for greens, I'm looking at the map for reds. And of course, he pulls right behind you, he gets spotted, they fire on him, and you take the round. Not really happy about that, but it's bound to happen sooner or later to any of you. So right now, there's only 3 of them left. I decided to go ahead and pull off this hill and see if I can't start making some things happen. Take a little damage on the exit there, this is the type of situation where you fully know that they're going to be dead by the time you get there. And that's going to happen to you. You know, you can't get all the damage. Even with a fast tank, sometimes you just physically cannot get over there. If you were in a Cromwell right now, in my position, you still wouldn't be able to get over there. To kind of put it in perspective. And so that's something you have to understand, that's something you have to plan for, so on and so forth. So the game is over, we ended up winning. We didn't lose hardly anybody, which is always a good thing. We did okay this match, we didn't do fantastic. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share.